Well, we're waiting on Sleepy Cat to wake up so we can fix that alternator. It's a pretty crappy day out, raining, but I don't mind. Well, Sam's battery kicked it on her way over here, so we gotta go try and charge it up so we can... Aha! This is what happens when you wait too long to change an alternator. Get stranded on the highway. This should be fun. This is a 2007 Ford Focus, and the alternator's right here. Boy, it's loud as hell out here, but we'll get this back to the house, hopefully, if it charges up enough, and I'll show you how to do this. Well, we're on the road. Lovely rainy day. Don't want to waste any electricity using the wipers. Alright, so we made it home. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect the battery and take off this here heat shield so I can start to jack this up, but it's important to mention you want to put a wheel stop and you make sure your e-brake's on, and you're going to want to use jack stands. Safety first. The bolts for the heat shield are an 8mm, and they're pretty rusted. Hopefully I don't snap any of the heads off, but that's alright. And yeah, first one, that's exactly what I did. Kind of figured on that, but hopefully we keep enough. Sprayed some PB Blaster on there. I'm gonna have to wash that off once I get the heat shield out. Hopefully I don't take that out, but taking the battery off. Most repair jobs start with taking the negative terminal off just for safety, but you need the positive off for an alternator change because that positive's still attached. That first heat shield's up out of there. These two bolts, I cut the heads right off trying to take them out. There's a bolt here, two here, and one over here. Now here's the back of the alternator, this dust cover, and then there's this breather tube. There's a tab right on the inside. You squeeze in and pull it out. This is that breathing tube. The tab's in that hole there. I just used my pinky to get it up out. While I'm up here, I'm going to take this bolt out and get this wiring harness. A little better view. This wiring harness is going to be in my way. So after I do that, I'm jacking the car up, spinning this off. It's a 15mm, and then this here, 13mm. Get this up out of the way. So this is loose, and right here and here I'm pulling this wire up, getting that all out of the way. All of that was just to get this out of the way. Give yourself some breathing room. Most of the rest of this is underneath, and I'm hoping you guys aren't unfortunate enough to be doing all this in the pouring rain. You will without a doubt get stuff in your eye. So, damn spider in my goggles. Man, I second thought maybe it's safer without these, but I think we're good. Alright, underneath the car, there's a shield right here. 10mm, bolt there, and then another one. Get those two bolts out. Here's that dust cover. Here's what we see. Tensioner pulley. This is all one belt. It goes around 7 different pulleys. 3 there, and another 4 there. And I'll draw you a diagram. Alright, here's your belt diagram. Front of the car. That's the bad alternator, is this pulley here. The X's are toothed pulleys. The belt face. Tensioner pulley, bolt, it's 13mm. You're going to pull down, and it's going to squish that in and give you some play. Take the belt off. Now, it doesn't move all that much, so the easiest way to do this is to loosen the tensioner and pull it off this smooth pulley here, and that'll get... This view will give you an idea of what I mean. Once you get it up off of that, the belt to be loose and free. Alright, belt's up out of the way. Next thing I'm going to do is take this wire. Alright, that gives you a better view. It's a 10mm bolt. Take that wire off. Okay. There's two 15mm bolts, one here and one here. Alright, I got the nut off that one. This one here is actually 13mm, not 15. Once that comes out, this should be loose. And I'll be able to pull this dust cover off and get to the other wires. And monkey this out of there. Alright, so I got this to the point. You see that nut in the end of this dust cover? I can get to that now. Take this dust. With the dust cover loose, it gave me just enough room to finagle this off of these studs. I don't have the tool to take them off. So if you were wondering why I didn't take them out, that's why. I just need to take this dust cover off and remove the wires underneath. Back up top, that first wire I disconnected. I'm pulling that out of the way. Dust cover's off, goes through here, and there you can see it just clips in right there. Disconnect that and the alternator's. Here's a view of that clip. You just push in on that and pop it out. But with the dust cover on, man, it's hard to get. Well, I took a break for lunch and washing the clothes I was wearing. It was nice to be dry, but time to get wet again. At this point, the alternator is completely free and clear. I just got to finagle it down through which. Alright, I spun this about so that the bottom mounts are facing the passenger wheel, and I'm going to take this. Well, the idea is when I take this motor mount off, I'm going to put a jack underneath the engine, and that should leave a gap big enough for this to just fall. Got my jack. There's the alternator. So let's hope this falls. Alright. Oh, it's moving. Oh, I love when a theory goes well. Oh, it's coming. This is exciting. Oh yeah, look, Ma. No hands. Oh, yeehaw. This is miserable. I'm 10 times the soak. Oh, it is miserable out. It's starting to get colder, but old alternator's out. New one's got to go in. Before I subject myself to the cold and get soaked again, investigate some of the differences between the. Well, they're definitely quite a bit different. That dust cover goes over this, bolts to here. Nope, not on this one. And that plug is not gonna fit. What the heck? Alright, so I swapped that out and returned the core at the same time, but got the right one. So, we're in business. Alright, so I still got it jacked up, and I jimmied that up in there. I'm going to connect the wire. Alright, so from down here I got the dust cover in position, and from the hopefully you can see where this bolt goes in. Alright, get that bolt in, dust cover's on, then I can plug in that regulator wire. I've got this spun about at an angle. You can see where this clips in. Pop that on there, and then we can mount this back up. So I got the alternator up on those studs, and I got this first bolt in. Now it's just tighten and bolt. That's to the positive. I'll get back under there with the 10mm and bolt that to the alternator. Jumping back underneath here, gonna spin that on. Now I'm gonna spin this nut off, put the wire on. Tighten that nut down, tighten this 13mm one, and this here is why you undid the positive power. If you're touching this and you wrench, then you'll be making a connection from positive to negative, and shocks will ensue. It's kind of fun sometimes, but scary. I'm going to put this wiring holder back over that stud. And then this here I undid. I'm going to bolt that back up right there. Don't forget to pop this wire back onto those clips here. With the wire holder back in place, I can spin this nut back on and tighten that top one. I haven't tightened wardrobe change number 3. I can't tell you how wet it is. This is not the best day to do this, but I'm going to lower the jack stand back down so I can put the motor mount bolt back in. This motor mount is actually quite easy. I was worried about taking that out, how easy it'd be to align, but I got that dust cover ready, but we got to put the belt back on. Now, I didn't let the belt come off of anything, so I just put the belt around the pulley of the alternator. I'm going to get back underneath there and pull it down. Amen, the belt is on. I ended up putting it over this smooth pulley here last. That seemed the easiest.